Hi everyone, it's me. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. There's a notifications bell in the corner where you can get notified as to when I go live. And I just want to send thank you out to the people who have really just been there for me in the last week. I really appreciate it. It's been rough. Um, Today, a really important topic for me is combating hate. And the reason for this is this weekend I have spent with tears just running down my face because I felt very hopeless. And it's hard when it's just difficult. It's difficult all around. Um, you know, between the ongoing attacks on the vulnerable for being vulnerable in this area to absolute terror attacks in other countries, bred by hate, spread globally over things that we're doing, over things that we did. Climate change causes political instability and mass migration. Climate change is real and it has real effects. And those countries that are doing the most damage, it is affecting the countries that don't have the infrastructure to handle it. And we know this. And yet when the expected results, because science is real and these are laid out because it happens anytime the climate changes, we blame these people. And that breeds some sort of, I guess, air of superiority. And I guess that's what I've been seeing a lot is based in this is this air of superiority and believing somehow that another being has a lesser right to exist based on whatever they base that on, A, B, C, D, or E. And that breeds a disdain, a lack of respect, a lack of compassion. Um, and so one of the things that was happening while I was feeling this and going through this is number one, they achieved the expected result, which is horror. It's a horrific act. It's horrible. It's unconscionable. And so, of course, the predicted result is horrifying. And I was angry and I felt this hate towards these people that continue to hurt others or think that they have a right to take lives based on whatever, whether that be religious beliefs, whether that be political beliefs, whether that be resource garnering. They don't have a right to take others' lives, period. Um, or encroach upon their safety. And as I was just so angry and so full of hate, and it was eating me, I started to realize it's not hate, it's not anger, it's grief. I'm grieving. And I'm compassionate with myself about that. I think I don't want to be desensitized, as so often happens. I think there's a level of having to hold it at bay, otherwise, having um, burnout or feeling hopeless. But in the end, compassion comes from within, and my goodness is not based on whether other people are good or not. My goodness comes from within. And so I can't allow another's hate to change my goodness. And so I have to want good, and I have to be compassionate. And I watched a really good TED Talk today about empathy is not agreeing. Empathy for another human being and their circumstances does not nullify my belief in human and environmental rights. I can combat hate with love. And the thing about this is also combating with knowledge and education about how hate breeds, how how people become extreme. Actually, Saman, that's kind of what I'm talking about is the mosque attack and the other attacks. It's horrifying, and I think all of us should be grieving. But it's a grief of every day. It's a grief knowing that sometimes I get panicked because I know for every minute I'm not working on it, somebody dies. And I don't think that that's me. I don't think that I am the cause. It's just frustrating sometimes when you feel like there's an ocean of difference and you're just a drop. And so I want so much to, in light of these things, not extend hate, and to understand that it's grief. And the only way we are going to combat these things is with compassion and empathy. Understanding that there is no superiority. No one is worth more. Your being is not worth more. You may believe that your beliefs are the ultimate. You may believe that your bank account makes you worth more, or that your way of being or your way of eating or your whatever it is, it doesn't make you superior to other beings and have a right to survive. And so the only way I could possibly think about talking about it was talking about how we have to combat hate with compassion and knowledge. And that means also educating ourselves in historical representations of hate, how they became the drivers, as it were, of hateful behavior and these attacks, and understand not if we, our personal part or our political part, and do what we can to change that and gain an understanding so that in the end we push for that difference for peace. Because at some point we have to stop listening to the people who say it's unattainable and keep using the same methods over and over and over to solve conflict, because that obviously doesn't work. It has never worked. It kills people. It deprives people of safety and of life. Peace is attainable. It's just going to take that wholehearted, strong belief that we can change things. There are more of us out there that are going to be spreading love and compassion and empathy and working to solve these problems, even if for some reason, there are people trying to tear that apart. And I just want to send love out to my global community. You guys matter so much. And my heart hurts for what we are doing. And as human beings to each other, I'm not, the thing is we can pinpoint the blame on the people that did it, and we can also pinpoint the blame on the systems behind it and ferret out what those systems are and change them, because this can't keep happening. And I am inspired by the Prime Minister of New Zealand and her response, and the people here who have come forward so that people can practice in peace, the people that have sent love out, and just keep going, keep going. It is not hopeless. I am here to let you know there is a large community of amazing, kind human beings who are going to stop feeding into it. And I think that by recognizing, for myself, recognizing where I feel that anger, ferreting out where I feel that hate. Why am I feeling hate? And understanding that sometimes that's not what it is. And it's a response to something else. And only I have the responsibility of letting that and deciding how it defines me. And I am going to choose to respond with love always. So I'm going to respond to some comments. That's just kind of what I had to say. It was a really rough weekend. I cried so much, I think I'm dehydrated. But I'm also filled with a renewed hope and a renewed determination to not think that I'm not making enough of a difference, just be okay with the difference that I am being and keep working on that. So I'm going to go through comments now. Today we're talking about discrimination and religion in class. I don't care who it is. People are dying of religion. Here's the thing. We should care that people are dying. We have a right to survive safely in our world. We should care about the abuse of the vulnerable. We should care about the destruction of our environment. Whether people do or not is another story. But I think that even if we can relate to them, and maybe the way or their language, not their language, I mean, but the way their being, and spark that hope and that knowledge and that connection, to have them have compassion for their own selves and others, we can at least make a huge impact. Terrorists are terrorists. Saman, I am so sorry. And the thing is it's easy to go, well, okay, Christians are the terrorists, or Muslims are the terrorists, or, white males are the terrorists, or, whatever. Here's the thing. Radicalized people full of hate are terrorists. Regardless of what they personally believe, they believe that they have a right to end lives. And that, in the end, makes them a terrorist, creating terror based on their beliefs. Their beliefs, whatever. You have a right to believe what you want to believe. But you do not have a right to take another's life, to suspend another's safety, to encroach upon the human rights that we all have. And it astounds me that we can take something like that, like, okay, all terrorists have teeth, or all terrorists have fingers. I just, it's deeper. All terrorists want to create terror, okay? And it's a mindset, it's a radicalization, it's a superiority complex, a power complex. And it doesn't matter if it's individual terrorists or war crimes or war. It's the same thing. It's believing that somehow there is a right to take another safety in life. So, um, Kate, the thing in Seattle, there was a thing called Seattle's Dying, and it was really heartbreaking to see what they called their perspective. And the reason it was so disheartening is because it wasn't like from a group like Unified Seattle or anything like that. It was from a news agency that basically ignored any of the evidence-based solutions and the reality of what was going on. And they actually ended up marginalizing a very vulnerable community and doing, I'm not going to say irreparable damage, but real close to irreparable damage to the people that are on the ground making the difference and actually researching and learning about what these solutions are. And it was an affront to myself and the really amazing, compassionate, empathetic people that I know. And it was really, that was another one. It was really hard to overcome those feelings of hopelessness in the cause, and to see a news agency really just try to destroy any kind of basis for understanding or empathy, or and to treat these people as to treat not these, I hate saying these people, they're treating people like these, like garbage. And it's cherry picking, and it's so disgusting. So that's kind of what I was going through. Your mom and family live in America and you're supposed to live there. I live in a different country. Honest, I don't even know what to say to that, Simon. I understand the fear. I can't imagine what you're going through right now, and it hurts my heart. And all I can say is that there are people here really trying to make a difference and love people as hard as possible and keep people safe. So that's the hope that I can give you, and I can send love to you. So, a leprechaun, right? I do love the hair. I do. I should be the president of America, no joke. No, I honestly, just want to just push for a better world. I want us to realize that outside of the borders and outside of the political stance or whatever, we're all human beings and we're all going through it, and we're all deserving of compassion. And sometimes our judgments about people, and we must look deeper. So the media in Seattle basically said, yeah, it was, I agree with you. It was just really, really, it was a blow to my heart. And I don't know how else to say it, is that it really just, at a time where I was feeling very vulnerable and grieving really hard, it was just a real big blow. And for a few moments, I felt really hopeless. And and I think that's real. I think that all of us go through those moments. But I think part of what I do love about myself is I can breathe for a second, analyze, and pick myself up off my knees and brush it off and be like, okay, all right, and stand back and look at it in an objective manner. But I also want to I want to let people know that these are real things, these are real feelings, it's a real heart, and we all go through it. And I think that recognizing the humanity in one another is so important. Um, thank you, be kind. Thank you, Denver. I love to go to America. Yeah, I feel that. I don't even, that's the thing. I don't know how this even came about except for hate. And I just can't get with it. I can't. I got to have love for everybody. Like, that's how it works. I don't think, like, how can you cherry pick compassion? If you're cherry picking compassion, is it true compassion? And I'm not saying that I'm perfect on that by any means. I have so much to learn about empathy and compassion and love and and true self. I just trying to figure out the journey and show others love. Love for India. Hi. Namaste. So that's pretty much what I had to say. I know I'm kind of going on longer. And Kate, looking forward to dinner tonight. Um, just thank you. Thank you all so much. And I just hope that those of you that are listening and like this channel are just understanding that there are so many spreading love and compassion and empathy, and it is not hopeless. There's lots of hope, I promise. So Trump is not America. That is true. That is so true. Um, it is a portion of America, unfortunately, that has come to light and is honestly frightening, in so many respects. But it is not America. It is not America. It's a it's really hurt people who have a deep problem within themselves. And hopefully I can maybe reach someone, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. I hope you all enjoy your day, and sending so much love out there. And to my Muslim friends, um, I'm sorry. To any of you who feel like you cannot be you in peace, I'm sorry, and I send love. But there are people working to change that. Go human rights, hashtag human rights. All right. I will talk to you all later, and you all have a great day. Bye.